Hello everyone, welcome to the Elliott Wave Forecast.com YouTube channel. This is Henry. Today is Friday, March the 3rd. The time is 4 a.m. GMT. Today we are looking at the chart of oil. This is a 60 minutes chart. Now we can see right here we have ended with 2 at $72.30. That means we are currently within wave 3 to the upside. When within wave 3, it should subdivide into 5 waves. So we have wave 1 of 3 ended here. You can see in the subdivision is also in a 5 waves. And then this wave 2 right here is in the form of an expanded flat. A, B, and then C. Okay, so this is a expanded flat. So that means we now start to turn higher again within wave 3 of 3. Right? Within wave 3 of 3, we ended 1 of 3 right here as a diagonal. So now looking for a pullback to correct this cycle. Right? In 3 swings before we rally again after that. Alright, so that's generally in the shorter cycle what it means. So as long as we don't break below $72.30, the bias is higher, right? Now, you notice here the arrow is turning up in the black color, right? So technically what that means is we don't yet have what we call a bullish sequence or a sequence of a higher high that confirms the bullish view. So then even though we are forecasting this way, but then we basically the market has not given us the confirmation, and that's easy to understand because when you look at the larger time frame like the daily, now you notice here we've been pretty much sideways since last year, right? We've been sideways for 3 months now, with you know small range back and forth, back and forth. So there's really no trend, so to speak, in the shorter cycle. But basically what this is showing here is that we ended with 2. Let me put down wave 2. This is your wave 2 right here. Right? This is your wave 2. So what that means is this is your wave 1. And so basically we are saying that, okay, since we made the low here back in last year at slightly below 70, we've been sideways, but that could be the beginning of another leg to the upside. Now, of course, it will be best if we can break above the previous peak here. For example, that will confirm that we are indeed already starting the next leg up. But a couple of things we can say here is that the cycle is over. It looks, because if you draw a channel like this, for example, trend line, now you can see it broke out of the bearish channel. So that will usually signal the cycle is already over. And if the cycle is over, you have only 2 options. Whether you're bullish or bearish. If you're bullish, when the cycle is over, you conclude it's going to go to new high. But, you know, that will take a long time to confirm, right? But when a cycle is over, then usually the minimum sort of expectation is that you are correcting the cycle. So if you are correcting the cycle, then the correction should be at least in 3 swing or in 7 swing. And you can use retracement, for example, and to give you an idea. So if you are correcting the whole thing, right, then typically the correction can go to, let's say, 40% or 38.2%. This is a Fibonacci number here, or 50% or even 61.8. So that's usually the kind of range or the kind of levels that you will be looking at when a cycle ends and it is at least correcting that cycle. Okay, so we can see also by this structure here, you can try to label it in 2 different ways depending on your bias, right? If I measure this swing here, the biggest swing here from the peak, like this, now you notice oil actually stopped exactly at the 100%, what we call 100% extension area, right? It's between 100% and 161.8%. That is typically a signal of a corrective structure. Now, basically, oil supposedly is not going to be bearish. It's never going to be. Well, it did go to negative $40 in the year 2020, but that's because of the future market. If you look at the ETF or anything like that, they don't go to negative number or even close to zero, right? But anyway, this is a 3 swing at the 100%. So technically, and then it breaks the channel. So technically, we can say that oil probably is already ending the cycle exactly at the 100% extension. So the expectation now is most likely then we could be correcting the cycle. And then so far the rally has been still small, you know, comparing it to the decline of the previous cycle. So we should be able to get more extension to the upside. So going back to the 1 hour, then basically what we're seeing here is, as long as we don't continue to break down the previous low, $72.30, then any pullback from here in the short-term pullback can continue to find support, right? In 3 swing here, like ABC is a 3 swing. When you know when the C is equal to the A, can find support right here, then extend higher again. Okay, so that's the idea with oil. But again, we provide this update, doesn't mean it will happen tomorrow or next week. We've been sideways, keep in mind, since last year. Alright, so that's the update for oil today. And as always, if you want to get more regular updates on oil or any other commodities, Forex, indices, and so on, feel free to check our service. We have 14 days trial. The link is in the description of the YouTube video. I'll see you all again next time. Have a nice day, everyone.